Welcome, Scorpio, Sagittarius, to your ASTRODICE reading for April. Hope you guys are doing great out there. Okay, let's get in here and see what's going on with you. Okay. And for those of you who are new, this is where I take astrology with tarot and make a small horoscope for the month using only one of the 12 houses. And that house is the most important house that we'll be talking about through this reading. So let's see what's going on. This message coming out. Have the moon coming out into the 12th house with some Leo energy. So the moon over here is talking about your unconscious, sensitive inner emotions and responses. Also talking about that clarity and things that could be hidden from sight that you might start becoming more clear about. And doing it Leo style over here. The energy is flamboyant, dramatic, proud, and passionate. It focuses on the importance of self-belief. Yeah. And a little limelighting as well. And going straight into the 12th house. 12th house is the area of your life that is overwhelming you. You yield to the greater cause of power. So seeing what's overwhelming you. And going straight to the beginning of the month, middle of the month, and the end of the month. Best message, please, for the beautiful Scorpio, Sagittarius. Started with the beginning of the month, and I know that these are out a little late, guys, but it was Easter, and I was enjoying my family time. So better late than never. So some of these things might have already happened in the beginning of the month, or they might be showing themselves as I'm speaking. Let's see. There it is, the moon in reverse. That's crazy. The moon to the moon. Releasing the fear, repressing emotions, inner confusion. Okay, working on it. Collaboration, a little deception. I do feel like in the beginning of the month that you're starting to understand that whoever you're collaborating with might have a little bit of manipulation over this situation, which could cause a little bit of insecurities. Am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? Because if they keep expressing, it's almost like they're downplaying you. It's kind of weird. I feel like it might be at work. You're trying to do your job, you're trying to do things, but then it feels like they may be trying to gaslight the situation, making you feel like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, even though you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. But it could keep you in confusion, like, did I do that wrong? Something of this nature. So keep that in mind. Okay, if you know that it's it's your loved one, or it's not at work, it could be anywhere. But no matter what it is, it feels like gaslighting. But I think it's becoming very clear to you. I think in the back of your, it's kind of crazy. I think that they do confuse you to question yourself. That's why I feel like it's gaslighting. If you're questioning yourself, it's gaslighting. So but I think that your intuition is telling you, no, I'm not doing it wrong. But then they keep coming back out saying the same thing. It's definitely deceiving you into believing that you're doing something wrong. Trying to keep yourself balanced. For some of you, it's almost like going back into the past to say, well, it's kind of like looking backwards. Even if it was just looking backwards at yesterday, they're like, you didn't do that last week very well, or you didn't do what you were supposed to do. And it's almost like you're looking backwards through time going, wait, but I did do that. So I do feel like they're gaslighting you to make you believe that you're doing something that you know that you did. So I just feel like you are trying to balance out this situation within your own mind. But I think that, everything's going to become very clear of what they're truly doing. In the mid-month, still feeling like there's a little bit of bad advice from someone, or still in your inner feelings, even though you know that you're moving in the right direction. You could be dealing with a Cancer, who has you in your mixed emotions over here, making you disagree. There's a lot of sneakiness and a lot of, I'm going to use the word, I'm going with gaslighting. I mean, because it is an abusive relationship in its own ways. But I'm definitely like, you're still keeping yourself in this direction because you do have this understanding, though, Scorpio Sag, that you are in the right about this situation. Okay. No matter how much they want to disagree or gaslight about the situation, you know you're in the right. But they still are emotionally manipulating you. Are they trying to win an argument at the mid-month that they are right, even though you know you're in the right? Because that's winning at all costs as well. Do they make you feel defeated in the end, where it's like, even though I know I'm right, you're still putting me in my emotions? But it does look like you are going to end up in this like kind of emperor mode where you're going to kind of stand your ground for yourself. Look, even if you take the back seat and you're quiet, that's still standing in your own ground. Things are going to take a turn. Yeah, see, because you have clarity. There's going to be this wake up moment to where it's like, you're not going to silence me anymore. I know exactly what I'm doing. You're not going to sit over here, bully me, gaslight me into believing that I'm doing something wrong when I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So the overwhelmingness is going to, yeah, speaking my truth. Some of you are going to be actually recognized, maybe by the boss, the emperor, recognized by someone else as knowing that you are in the right. It could make your money go up as well. So you could actually get a pay raise out of this where, oh my gosh, that's the craziest thing. You could actually be having like a manager or a coworker telling you that you're not doing the job right and gaslighting you. And then the big boss, like the general manager, comes in and then gives you a promotion and lets you know that you are doing everything right and you're like actually rewarded. That's crazy. Could be getting more time, more money. You might even be being repositioned somewhere else into another store because of this bullying. Somebody is waking up to the understanding of what's going on in this situation, but they also realize that you are doing your job. I feel it's career. Um, you know what it is. That's fine. Yeah, Empress, you're making a lot more money. You're having that development, that growth, that accomplishment. You know, you're being bullied by a friend or a sibling or however. Someone's going to stand up. I still feel like you're standing up, and as soon as you stand up, they stand up with you. And this just works out all in your favor. Because there's some kind of swift change that's coming with the Eight of Wands. Some kind of quick communication, and it's quick movement that's leading you towards your success, your wealth. It's changing everything. Somebody's seeing the truth in the matter and they're on your side. Oh my gosh, the victory of the Six of Wands. Not waiting for your, it's saying, I'm not waiting for my ships to come in anymore because I'm not worried about it because everything's already changed in such a different, dramatic way that I totally don't feel like I'm in my head anymore because everything's moving for your best interest. So you don't have to feel like you're stuck anymore. You don't have to feel like anything, nothing's coming out of this situation because when the emperor shows up, and I'm telling you, for the majority of you, you become the emperor and then the emperor shows up. It's like 2 in 1 because somebody's there. Somebody's was holding back or wasn't seeing what they were seeing until this person really gets sneaky about the situation or bullying in the situation. There's something here that becomes so conflicting that it grabs the attention of this other person and says, what are you talking about? Leave Scorpio Sag alone. They're doing their job. Wow. Okay. So I do feel like you have an upcoming coming that you didn't see coming. You have an upcoming coming that you don't see coming. There you go, Ace of Swords. And it's all going to be about that because it's this mental breakthrough, but it's also the success of this sharp-minded person, the Emperor, who's coming in to say, I don't know what you're doing, but that's not the way it is. So they're standing their ground with you. And then you're going to rise above it all with the Six of Wands. More money, a promotion, more time, moving to another office, maybe getting a new office. Something's going on. Maybe you'll be moved out of the cubicle into an office because you've been doing a hell of a good job. I think somebody's jealous or they don't like you or whatever, or they're just there to disagree and try to defeat you because maybe you guys just, you're two kind of energies that just don't get along. You know what I mean? Or we have these people that we just cannot, no matter what, get along with. And it's just two energies, two people bumping heads. You don't even know why, right? It's just because that's the way they are and that's the way I'm made and we don't get along. But this is a lot of gaslighting. But it's all coming back around. Somebody sees that, protects your interest, and then moves you out for your success. Wow. That's amazing, guys. And I see you traveling in the right direction in May. It's almost like you're just getting stronger. You're traveling. You feel more free. You don't have to put up with that nonsense anymore. Yeah, absolutely. Finding that there's more even limitless potential out there. It's almost like whoever the emperor is, they're saying, well, we can do this and we can do that. And it's just going to make you very happy. Very happy. Yeah, you have the sun coming out. So the Page of Wands to the Strength to the Sun card. It's almost like a blessing in disguise. Like, wow, I wish you were here for a while. This has been going on for a while. It's just a shame that it took them so long. Maybe they have been watching in the background and getting ready to jump. They're just waiting for that person to push that envelope. And they push that envelope in the mid-month. And then that's when they come in and you raise up. And then they come in. Yeah. Okay, guys. And that was it for you. Until next time. Peace and love. Bye-bye.